Free socks. Free socks.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Thursday night edition of the Triple B Experience, the original flagship show that's been going on for almost a decade or more or longer. I have no idea. And honestly, I really don't care. But anyway, tonight is going to be a big show based on pop culture, based on some stuff that happened yesterday. If you're not in tune with what's going on in the world, you need to get a life. Just saying. But before, I'm not doing this by myself tonight. I got some experts. And my first expert he is the host of West Virginia Football, West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia. He is my co-host on Wednesday nights at the Steelers Dynasty podcast. He is special field correspondent Shane Stodmiller. Shane, how you doing?
Bubba, I'm about ready to get all up in Marvel. Because it's getting hot, and
well,
I'm excited.
I'm glad you're excited because yesterday was all this stuff. But we also, from the archives, I have brought someone back from the archives who is real into Marvel, is real into pulp culture, has one of the greatest action figure collections that I've ever seen. He knows his stuff. He knows more than just Marvel. Wrestling, he knows it all. That's why I call him a time traveler. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, back to the show is our man, Cable. Cable, how you doing?
Hey, good. Good to be back. Taking me from the archives, right? Deep dive, huh?
It's a deep dive, yeah. How you been?
Good. Real good. Better lately, now that we're back on track with Marvel, perhaps. We'll see. Get into that conversation in a little bit. But, just holding down the fort, waiting for good things to come.
What in the back, yellow and red, is that
Looks
more of your figures?
So every wall in this room is a different superhero color. So, yeah, we got the Spider-Man wall here.
Holy
and
shit.
Then we got the Wolverine wall here. And I don't know if you could see from the height, but, like the middle of the wall is a different color. So
yeah,
it's all color coordinated.
Wow. You are probably, and you got me back into that hobby too. And I don't blame you. But I put all mine in totes, and I know we always chat when we see stuff out in the wild. And what was the last figure you got?
Last week I got a couple WWE figures. I got the new Booker T, the Monday Night Wars Booker T, and Sandman when he was in WCW. I got a couple of those guys, and I got the Captain America Brave New World figures.
Did you get the Red Hulk? I got that one. That's the only one I got.
Yeah, I got Hulk, Captain America, and Falcon.
Jesus God, I don't know how you're. See, Shane, he got me back. I would quit that. It was like cocaine. I quit, and then me and him were talking, and then boom, we went on like watching movies, and we go out in the wild and look for stuff. And then now I go to Ollie's and I tell him, I text him, I'm like, oh yeah, Cable, they got, and he already has them, but Indiana's not a really good place to buy figures.
Western PA is not a good place to buy figures.
Well, Western Pennsylvania is not good for a lot of stuff, but it is good for some stuff. But hey, we got Jean in the house. Jean, what's happening? And Afton, she said she can't stay long, but thanks for coming. Devil's in the house finishing biceps. We got a big show, guys. This is going to be straight pop culture stuff. And what happened yesterday, let me get your take, Cable, since you're the guest tonight first. What did you think of all that hoopla yesterday when Marvel and MCU announced this cast for Avengers Doomsday?
I loved it. I loved the format for it. I thought it was so cool. I'm not as in the loop as I used to be, which my version of not in the loop. I don't know how that compares to other people's, but so I didn't even know that there was a Marvel announcement coming until about an hour before the fact, maybe 2 hours, and then they rolled that out, and nobody knew what was coming, and I had my expectations real low because that's just how I am with everything now. So people are saying biggest announcement since the Robert Downey Jr. announcement, and I'm thinking, okay, we'll see. And I didn't realize, it took me a bit to catch on that they were going to keep adding chairs and names. I thought they announced like 3 people and that was it. And I was like, okay, and then and I loved it because, I'm at work when it's going on. I just have this going off to the side, not really paying a lot of attention to it, but checking in every once in a while. And it made the day fun. So I liked it.
Okay, Shane, what about you? Did you watch any of that a little bit yesterday, or
I watched it all at once this morning, and I was
oh my God.
I mean, here now I'm gonna. You kind of touched on a Cable, so I'll get into it. Our expectations when I used to call into the show when you and Bubba did it, I had high expectations for Star Wars and Marvel, and my feelings have been hurt, and my expectations have been crushed so much over and over and over. We're talking 4-year span, 5-year span of getting pumped up for stuff.
He hates Captain America, Brady. He hates that movie.
I think I think it's garbage. Okay.
I thought it was okay, but he just
and with Daredevil coming out, and what I just saw on the 7 episodes I watched, I'm excited again. And then you add this teaser where you're going to have Patrick Stewart, you're going to have frickin' Fraser playing Beast. I mean, this is going to be fantastic. If they throw in Chris Evans as what was it when he wore the blue and the gold? What was that?
He was Nomad.
Nomad. If they throw him in as Nomad, I'm going to just lose my shit. But that's fantastic. I love it.
Well,
I think there's a better chance we're going to see him as Captain Hydra.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Now let me get. We got some questions from the chat as we always do, and our buddy Gene says, "What about Brolin as Cable coming back? Cable, what do you think about that?"
I'm on 2 minds. I mean, is that official or is that just a?
I don't know. No. I didn't hear anything of that because
I don't think that's official.
I heard it, maybe King Thanos.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. But if they bring him back as Cable, it's not the end of the world because his work as Thanos is motion capture. So it's not like what they did with Chris Evans as Johnny Storm coming back. Which I get it. You can still make that work with the multiverse and everything. But I'm just not a big fan of them leaning into when actors have played roles for multiple Marvel characters. I wish they would kind of steer clear of that. Now, he was amazing as Cable.
Oh, yeah, he was. And he was also good as Thanos, too. And he's good at everything he does.
Oh, amazing as Thanos. Yes. Yeah, I mean, hands down. One of the best actors of the last,
let me ask you real quick, because I didn't get a chance to ask you this. What do you think as Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom? What is your interpretation of him playing Doom? Because that's the only one that we know that was legit before yesterday.
Right. I'm good with it as long as it's temporary. I'm okay with him being a variant of Doom, but I don't want him to be the Doom that hangs around because they have to. I mean, they better keep Doom as a player going forward in the MCU. He's probably Marvel's greatest villain of all time in my books, him or Magneto. And I absolutely love the character. There's so much you can do with that character, but I don't want him to be Robert Downey Jr. for the tenure of the MCU. So I don't mind what they're doing as a variant if that's what it is, but I don't want him to be the permanent Doom.
Okay. And Shane, you're asking what Spider-Man do you think we're going to get?
Yeah,
I believe we're going to get every single Spider-Man that ever played Spider-Man in any type of MCU. The Maguire, Garfield, and definitely Tom Holland. I think we're getting all 3.
Oh yeah.
You think that too, Cable?
Oh, definitely Tom Holland. More than likely, we'll probably get I'm sure Tobey Maguire is a safe bet. Like if I had to put money on 2 out of 3, it'd be Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire. Uh, I'm kind of tempering my expectations, though. I'm not expecting like Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider and
That's what I
Eric
wanted to
Bana.
see. That's what I was hoping for yesterday when I was texting you. I was hoping.
Yeah.
I was telling my one buddy, I'm like, Cage is going to be Ghost Rider, and he's coming. And then,
Well,
like, I have.
I think those will be the surprises. Because they have to leave surprises in there too. But my concern, I don't have a problem with what they're doing. I like the cast so far, but I do want them to have a good story. Like if the story's going to get sacrificed for fan service, then we'll
Those
see.
guys are not directing good movies as of late. They direct.
Outside of Marvel, they don't have a good track record.
And I don't know. Gene says maybe Dolph Lundgren as the multiverse Punisher.
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, that one would, that'd be cool. Slip that in real quick.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be that much. And then,
Shane, exactly.
Shane, you're happy that Gambit's in it. You're happy that Channing Tatum is going to be playing Gambit, Shane? He's a little froze. He's froze up. But where was and then Gene said, "Give me some Kitty Pryde, but not Paige. I can't see her being Kitty Pryde. Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna walk that back.
No.
I don't.
Get somebody else though.
Yeah, they definitely could. And I've been out of the loop a little bit. Did you guys see the concept art? Have you discussed that at all?
No, I have not. I have not discussed that at all.
Did you see it?
No, and I didn't because I don't want to be a spoiler to myself. So
Okay.
that's why I try to stay away from stuff. Now I got and Shane, I was talking to you before you froze up, and you said Gambit is in it. So you happy, Shane, that Gambit's in this?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of made fun of him, but he did a good job in Deadpool. But I would rather see them tie in some of the TV series, like not She-Hulk, but I would like to kind of see, let's see Daredevil and Punisher in it, Luke Cage maybe, throw us a couple little crumbs like that. That would be, even if it's just a cameo, like seeing Daredevil, and I was never a huge Daredevil fan. It's just it's been well written as of late even, but they had him as a cameo. What, he defend Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
well, I mean, I got the picture of the whole cast, and
let's go through them.
Yeah, we can. I mean, the last one was Robert Downey. So, are you happy, Cable? Of course, with Helmsworth playing Thor.
Obviously, yeah.
Shane, you're good with that too?
I'm big Thor fan. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I am too. So that's 3. Now, what about Sam Wilson? What Mackey's character, the Captain America character from Brave New World? Are you okay with that, Cable?
Yeah, I love it. Chris Evans will always be my Captain America, and that's no fault of Anthony Mackie. I liked what they did with him in Brave New World, so you just got to move on. They told the story that they told with Chris Evans' character, and now it's time for the next one.
Okay,
I like Mackie better in the TV series when he was with Winter Soldier. I like that better than the movie.
Well, Shane said, Cable, that this Captain America could do all the shield shit and bounce off and do whatever better than Chris Evans did it. Do you think yay or nay?
No, I mean, I think they did an all right job in the movie of showing him struggling during fight scenes. I think there was stuff in Brave New World that, Chris Evans, Captain America, probably wouldn't have blinked an eye at, that Anthony Mackie's version had to overcome. The shield stuff, I don't know, because to me, that's not tied into the super soldier serum or anything like that.
Right.
That's just the training that, good on Marvel's part, we saw him going through in all those episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I think they told enough of the backstory there and showed, he earned it. So I was all right with it.
Okay,
if you compare it to baseball, I think it's just the Shield looked a little juiced. Like it just went around too much, had a little bit more, too much zing on it, a little more, too much pop. I mean, I'd like to see him struggle a little bit more. I like to, that character could have been better suited because he does not have the super serum. The storyline kind of showed that, he's vulnerable, but we didn't see it in the fight scenes. Hulk was beating his ass, but Hulk's going to beat, 8 out
Well,
of
the
10.
Hulk's not even been mentioned, and that is just uncanny, and I'm not happy about that.
The Red Hulk is going to beat ass anyways because he's,
right.
But
So
would,
you think you like Captain America?
Yeah, and I will.
You like Captain America?
Yeah, I'll counter what Shane said. If we watched him struggle and do a bunch of training through Brave New World, I would have liked Brave New World less because I don't want to watch him struggle through the TV show and the movie.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to see him train. I just want to see. I think he was overpowered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought he was a little overpowered. Yeah. I don't want to see him so to that extreme. But
yeah, like a male version of a man.
You're okay with Wilson being announced as the Captain America of this movie?
I like the character. I like Mackie playing him. He does say some stupid shit sometimes, and so do all these actors. But there's really no one on that. Put that list up again, because there's really no one on that list.
I'm trying to get it so we're all three of us are on.
Oh no,
that's okay. You can pick me in the curve.
No, that's not.
What about Namor and M'Baka?
I don't think he should be in this fucking movie, but that's me.
Yeah.
Like Namor is a big, huge character, though. He should be.
And the Falcon, I don't give two shits about that kid.
He's the comedy thing. He's the comedy routine.
He's kind of a wuss.
So, and Black Panther, she'll be in it. But I'm are you guys okay with the rest of that row? Definitely Paul. Well, definitely Paul Rudd. I'm okay with him.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd.
So out of that first row, who would you wish that didn't get announced?
For me, nobody. I'm kind of the opposite of what you guys are saying. Maybe that's my whole point in this show today, I guess. I like that we're getting characters from every corner of the Marvel world. Like, I like that Wakanda is being represented. Obviously, I love Namor is in it, and it seems like this movie is going to lean heavily into the 2015 iteration or the following one, but it's going to be a build-up to the 2015 Secret Wars. So, Namor, Doctor Doom, all that stuff is going to be very integral to the storyline. So I love Namor's in it. I like that Wakanda's represented.
Yeah, I just he doesn't need to be in it. Baka doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be like.
But he's over. He's very over with the people that enjoyed Black Panther.
Oh,
yeah, he's a fan favorite.
Okay, you would keep Shane. You would take everybody on that first row. I mean,
yeah, I don't have. The one person in the first two rows I would have a problem with would be the Falcon. I just think, you already have one guy that doesn't have the super serum. He's kind of like, I don't know what you have so many characters. I'd rather see some of the time and attention spent on talking about Red.
And the second row, it's all Thunderbolts except for fucking Taskmaster. So Taskmaster's either getting killed or they're just pulling your chain. Because everybody's alive for the Thunderbolts movie in Avengers Doomsday.
And Taskmaster's been gender swapped, but
and I'm not happy about that either.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. So, Cable, are you okay with the second row?
Yeah, I am good with it. I just don't like that they revealed so many Thunderbolts, because now you essentially know who's coming out of Thunderbolts. Right, the stakes are lessened, which has always been the case with the MCU, because you knew the big stars like Tom Holland, he signs a multi-picture deal, so not that you think he's going to die anyway, but you just know that he's always going to come back, like Infinity War. You knew that he was still had a third Spider-Man movie coming, so when he dusted, it didn't really mean much. So, yeah, I'm good with it. I just maybe don't reveal that 90% of the cast is returning.
Right. Right. Well, I know Gene said Kingpin. I don't see Kingpin being in any of these movies, but it'd be great. And then Gene says too much Fantastic Four. Yeah, at least they got all four of them in this movie. And Craig from Patton said that I see the Infinity Stone in Daredevil. I don't know. It makes sense they're trying to do the yeah. And yes, Wolverine and Jean Grey will probably come out.
I was going to say that. That was coming up.
Yeah, so let me get back to this. Okay, I think that I think everybody is going to be on this movie. I just didn't like the reveal of all the Thunderbolts. Same as Cable, I didn't like that. And that means that Sentry is going to be a face because he's going to be a villain in Thunderbolts and he's going to turn. So that's probably obvious. Huh?
You mean Bob?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Was that his name in the comics? I can't remember his alias.
Yeah. I had to watch. That's his name, and then he has a mini series, and that's who he was. And I didn't. I got a couple issues, but I didn't read them. But I had to go back and do it. So I don't know what they're going to be doing. And probably out of that whole row, probably the Ghost and Falcon for me, because I know that Bob is very strong. So okay, now everybody on the third row is all good. Everybody's good in the third row. Cable, you're taking everybody in the third row?
Yeah, definitely. Third row is really fun. I'm glad that we got confirmation we're going to see Shang-Chi again, which we thought we would, but I like that movie. I think it's not appreciated.
I think it was good. I think it was good too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like my top 10, but
yeah, great to see Loki's back, which they'd be crazy not to bring him back. But at the end of season 2, he's kind of left where he is.
Right.
I love Beast. I thought seeing him at the end of the Marvels was the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
I'd be so into that, Gene. If they did a West Coast Avengers movie, I've always loved the West Coast Avengers. That has been like one of my top teams of all time because I have the whole series. I have the first miniseries. I have the West Coast Avengers right now is in volume 2. It'd be I think it's volume 4. And I wish they would do that. So Shane, you're okay with the third row?
The third row, but it's fine. But I would like to see like maybe the Scarlet Witch somewhere sprinkled in one of these first 3 rows.
She said she's not doing anything, and she's probably pulling her chain.
Doctor Strange, like those are 2 that I would like to see maybe sprinkled in there because
she is keeping the timelines together.
Shang-Chi kind of represents a little bit of the martial arts with mixed with magic, so I just think you need
okay, well, and also too, do you guys do you like this version of the Thing?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay, well, you like it? You like it?
Oh yeah, that was one of the first things that I got keyed into in the trailer that I was psyched about was just the sound effects. Like when he tastes the stew off his finger or whatever, and it sounds like 2 rocks are rubbing together. The attention to detail there, and the fact that he's finally got his big rocky unibrow.
I think that's going to be a good movie. I think that is going to be a good movie.
I'm excited.
Okay, so we got the last row. We're all cool with that.
That's what I'm most
all
excited
cool
about.
with that, except I think Nightcrawler is 65 years old. But I guess I'm okay. And there's no Jennifer Lawrence. I'm okay with Stewart and Ian McKellen. I'm good with that. I'm good with Gambit.
No, you don't like Rebecca. You don't like Rebecca.
I do, but I like Jennifer Lawrence better. She never spoke. Like Rebecca never fucking said a word in any of those movies.
No.
Yeah.
Good. So Cable, are you cool with that? You cool with that lineup?
Very cool with that lineup. I really, really have my fingers crossed that somewhere they work in just a little bit of McAvoy and Fassbender. I absolutely love Michael Fassbender's.
I thought they were going to bring him too.
They might still. Yeah, absolutely. One of my fears, because you can kind of the writings on the wall, is that they're finding a way to bring the mutant universe into the main MCU universe potentially. I don't want this to be like a big X-Men reunion love fest. Like those movies are good, the first 2, They're really fun to go back and watch. Then they kind of dip and then they get better again. But I don't want to see a lot of time spent
I
on
think
this
First
X-Men
Class
universe.
was First Class is one of the best X-Men movie. I
Yeah.
think.
I think too.
Mhm.
I think Days of Future Past is the best ever. That's my favorite.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love it.
Greg said it's good to see you, Cable. All right.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Good to be back.
And Gene, he wants a Nightcrawler Gambit. I'm not big. I love Nightcrawler, the character. I love him, but I don't like the actor playing him.
Back in Sega, playing the Sega X-Men game, Nightcrawler was so fun to use.
Yeah, but I just don't like that actor. Nothing against him, but it's
Well,
just not. I don't know.
did you not like his performance in X-Men X2?
I didn't. No, I didn't like it. It just.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It just. I mean, they say that opening when he went through the White House was one of the best openings ever in comic books, in comic book movies.
Right.
I love Nightcrawler. I don't know. It just didn't. Maybe he'll do something for me at this, and I mean, I think Wolverine's the number one for me, but I like the Colossus version in Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Gene says X2 is the best one he liked from that series. And Devil says Rose Byrne. Who was she? She was Maria
McTaggart.
Yeah, she ain't gonna be in this movie. So out of that announcement, you guys are okay with all that.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's 17 other superheroes that they didn't even fucking mention yet. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you're going to be cool with this because I'm going to go through them. Now, the number one is definitely the Tom Holland Spider-Man. We're all in agreement with that.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see him. Yep.
Yes.
Tom Holland.
Okay. Number two, they put him in the same line, was Deadpool and Wolverine. We're all three of us are cool with that, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Hopefully Deadpool gets to be in it because, I heard rumors that Disney wants to move away from Ryan Reynolds because of all the stuff with his wife.
Wow.
Which is just the worst timing ever. So maybe not,
Told her to
I
shut
don't really
her
think
goddamn
fans
mouth.
really give two shits about what his wife does.
I don't think they do either, but Disney might.
Well, Disney didn't care about that Snow White movie, so shit.
Wow. You want to talk about that? That's something.
Oh, that's terrible.
Nasty piece of
I
work.
wouldn't give you 5 fucking cents for that movie. And I like animated Disney stuff. Okay. The third one is would you guys want to see Jean Grey and Storm? Storm would be the original X-Men. It would be Jennison and Halle Berry. You guys be cool with that?
Yeah. I mean, assuming that these are just, cameos for fan lore and everything, but we've got to get new casting for all these because Halle Berry's getting up there. Famke Jensen's up there. But
if Halle Berry looked like she did in Swordfish or James Bond coming off the beach, she'll be okay.
Or that John Wick movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good too. Okay. Now, this one, I don't know why he's not in, but the Hulk and She-Hulk, and I know Shane's probably saying no She-Hulk, but this is crazy. I would like to see Ed Norton.
Ugh.
That's a hot take.
That's good.
Yeah.
I always liked Ed Norton. I don't like Ruffalo. Nothing to do with his politics.
Well, wait a second.
He's turned a Hulk into a pussy.
I'm going to talk on that. I really liked Ed Norton when he came out and did it, but it's been in someone else's wheelhouse for so long. It's that much of the whole picture. It's just like, when I think of it, I think of, I don't know. I just don't, it just goes back too far for me. It'd be like Lou Ferrigno,
I like Lou Ferrigno.
I do too.
Oh, he was in Incredible Hulk.
Quick, I don't know if we need a superior Iron Man movie. I don't know.
I love Edward Norton as an actor. I hated what he did in The Incredible Hulk.
You did?
I hated it with a passion.
Oh, I thought it was great.
My Bruce Banner doesn't do parkour. He doesn't. He's not cool. My Bruce Banner is a science nerd. I think Mark Ruffalo nailed it in the first Avengers movie. I think he was perfection. And he was good also in Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and Ragnarok even, and I don't think you can blame him for what happened to the Hulk. I think that's the writing.
Oh, that
The
was,
direction
well,
they
Thanos
took.
beat him up like a, in that movie, in the first 10 minutes of that movie, the Hulk is getting the shit kicked out of him, and I'm in the movie theater in Indiana Mall, and I am getting downright upset because I'm a huge Hulk. I have every volume. I have the Incredible Hulk. The only comic books I'm missing out of my Incredible Hulk collection is the original 6, and I can't afford the number 1. I can't. No, I just can't. Reprints I can, but I always thought Norton had it better because it was a different persona of Banner. Because sometimes in the comic book, Banner would do crazy shit. He was more than just a scientist.
Okay. I'm not as very.
But I did like Ruffalo. I did like Ruffalo in the first Avengers. I liked the Hulk rendition in Ragnarok when he was the gladiator, Hulk.
Oh, that was one.
And
of my,
then
that
when he
was
went
my favorite
crazy, in Ultron. But then, like when he was training the She-Hulk and shit, and Professor Hulk and the Endgame, and no, and Professor Hulk was good in the comic books,
Before we move on from that, I just want to. I believe back when I used to be a regular on the show, I was a pretty staunch defender of the She-Hulk series.
Are you still?
Not as much. Well, as time goes on, I still don't think it's as bad as people made it out to be. I get that it's, they went for a.
If they wouldn't have twerked, I'd have been okay. Because
Yeah.
if they wouldn't have twerked, I'd have been okay, because she had characters from the Marvel comics that you never ever thought you'd ever see.
Yeah.
And that was cool too. But she didn't have to twerk with Megan
Stallion.
Stallion. That did not have to go in there.
Didn't bother me. The thing that I didn't like about it, which is kind of my biggest gripe with the MCU, is the whole. Well, that's part of it. Yeah, that's a big. That's a huge pet peeve of mine in modern cinema is bad CGI. But I hated that when you watched it, you could tell that the people working on it weren't paying attention to the rest of the MCU. They were just working on their show. Most of them came out and said after the show that they have never read comics. They haven't even seen all the Marvel movies. That was when Feige was named as head of Marvel, just entertainment. So he took a step away from the TV, the MCU, and you could feel that. It's disjointed. It has such a different feel to it because they tried to make it a sitcom. Right. And, I can kind of applaud them for trying a different genre or style, but that's just too extreme.
I think if they do the She-Hulk again, the graphics get better.
For sure.
She does break the fourth wall like Deadpool.
Yeah. And I thought Tatiana Maslany's performance was very good. I don't want to see an MCU without the She-Hulk. I want her back.
Right. You have to. You can't have anybody that's ever been in any of these TV shows or movies. All have to. They can never not put them back in there.
Yeah, and that's the whole fun of it. That's what attracted us to the MCU. Is that we're fans of these characters, whether it's the comics, the animated series, whatever. And Marvel, just like DC, it's a connected universe. You want to see all these characters mingle with each other and cross paths. So I want to see as many characters brought back into the fold as possible without a huge dip in quality.
You guys are both in agreement. The Hulk and She-Hulk, and then hopefully the Hulk for me goes back into just destroying shit. I'm not into the Professor Hulk because they didn't do the Professor Hulk justice, I don't think. Definitely not in the comic books, because in the comic books he was a lot better. It's just in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm good with it. I hope Hulk smashes again.
Okay. Shane, you're good with both of them or just one?
I wouldn't say both. I'd say one or the other.
Okay. Now this one, you guys, Hawkeyes, Kate Bishop and Clint Barton, both of them coming back.
Bring it on.
I'm a huge fan of the TV series. I was one of my favorites. Buddy cop
thing. That TV show. I like anything with Jeremy Renner in it anyway.
Yeah.
That. So that's all three of us were good with that. Okay, here's one that maybe maybe Kamala Khan.
No.
Yes.
You are? Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's been introduced. I mean,
I think out of the Marvels, she was better than Brie Larson.
Absolutely.
I think she stole the show in the Marvels.
Yeah.
I think she was the best character in that.
I like Photon. I like Monica Lambeau.
She's really good. I really liked her in WandaVision.
Yeah.
And she was good now too, but I think
I had to rank them.
Kamala
If I had to rank
Khan,
them, it'd be Kamala Khan 1, Monica 2, and Brie Larson 3.
I think there's a big drop off from Kamala Khan to
So Shane, you would say no with Khan. Me and Cable would say yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm picking any of the three, it's like F, Mary, Kill.
Well, you're gonna you have a chance to pick them all.
I'm not picking them all. I'm just picking one.
Okay, because Photon and Binary. So you got Monica and her mom. Would you have both of those in the Avengers Doomsday?
Care about them. No, I don't.
Shane,
about that.
That's a story, man. Because Monica is in a different universe. Got to have that. What do you think, Kate?
hanging out with Beast. Yeah, I want to see him in. I'm going to kind of bury the lead a little bit here or spoil this segment. I want them all. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a character that you could name that I would say no. But it's a sense of just how excited would I be for that character. I wouldn't be over the moon about them, but that's something I don't want also is that thread just hanging out there, that storyline to never, have any closure or be revisited again. They set it up, we saw the iconic binary costume, which was a cool thing to see in live action. So am I over the moon about them being in it or, got all my fingers crossed? No. But if you can bring them in and the same thing with everybody else without dragging the movie way down, yeah.
So we got a question. Will the Avengers Doomsday actually be an X-Men versus Avengers movie with the motive controlled by Dr. Doom? I'm going to have Cable go first and then Shane answer. Cable, go ahead. And what do you think on that question from 316?
48 hours ago, I would have said no. But if you got the entire X-Men cast coming back, you may get a form of it, just like Civil War was a smaller version of the Civil War comic story. So that's very possible. There may be just a single skirmish or battle as a nod to that comic storyline. But
okay, Shane?
No, I would like to see that. I'm not as well versed, but just from what I read and what I see on the interwebs, they were supposed to do that at one point, the Secret Wars, right?
They're going to do the Secret Wars after this Doomsday. It's going to be Secret.
So they might be setting that up. That's the only reason you have Magneto and Professor X in there. I think. I mean,
well, they got to survive. They need to start fucking filming right now because they ain't no spring chicken.
Well, that was the huge thing about yesterday. I was so relieved out of how cool the cast list was that they said they're in production because we're 13 months away from
they can film their shit right now, and
you can also get a contract with them, supplement it with AI.
Well,
they'll get torn to shreds for that.
What about Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman? No, I don't know.
If you would bring Emma Stone in, as like a quick cameo, because who knows how we're gonna, are they gonna do like a montage like we saw on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where they're flying through different dimensions or universes? If they do something like that and it's a slideshow, and you want to throw some money at Emma Stone to come back and throw on the Spider-Gwen outfit, I think that'd be awesome.
Or that the girl from Stranger Things.
Should be good.
Yeah.
She's in Spider-Man 4, but nobody knows what she's going to play.
But, I mean, so it could be, this is going to be like a pun almost, one of the biggest red herrings ever. But with that hair, she's got to be Mary Jane. I mean, if you bring her in and she plays anybody else, what are you doing?
Jean Grey?
Why would she be? To me, I heard that rumor.
Oh,
I see that
Right.
too. I don't know. And it's
And I
flushed everything out.
when
And also,
the
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, it's your show.
No. I got a lot of the chat is asking so much. I can't keep up. Like they're
Well, I'm
asking
trying
you
not
guys
to just
questions. Well, I am a
talking
little
to you,
slow.
talking
Well,
to you.
Gene wants to know, guys. Will you think the Watcher will be in?
I hope so.
Okay,
I hope so.
Shane?
yeah, I think that'd be really great. I mean, there's so many ways you can go, but here's the thing: when you have all those characters, how deep down the rabbit hole can you go? I mean, you can't just throw everything in there and have it make sense. The storytelling is going to be, it's going to be
It's got to
tough.
be
It's going to be
crisp
tough
because
to
you ain't got a lot of time.
go.
2 hours and 20 minutes. You can't bring 85
It's
characters.
going to have to be 3 hours. It's going to be,
No, I don't think it is.
Well, they already said this one's 2.5. Doomsday's 2. Well, they didn't confirm. They said it's going to be similar to Infinity War Endgame. Doomsday will be 2.5.
Yeah.
Secret Wars will be 3.
Well, you're going to get now. See, Gene, you're going to get the second. You're going to get the Seth Green Howard the Duck. You're not going to get the original George Lucas Howard the Duck. They're not bringing that goddamn thing back. I don't think so. And then I'm glad we got somebody on Twitch watching. Thank you, Lord Grimm. Thanks for tuning in on Twitch. Twitch is not a big
Very
thing.
cool.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna go back and go through this real quick. Okay, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Cable's good with that. I have to be with because Captain Marvel's a big character.
Yeah,
Shane,
she's
what about you? What about
She's
you?
powerful. You got to bring her
Okay.
in there. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
Okay. Strange and Wong, both of those need to go in. So I'm cool with it. Cable's already good with it.
They're
Shane?
great. Big fans, huge fans.
Okay. Star Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cable says yes. Shane, you say Star Lord. Oh, he's froze. Well, okay.
Well, I'll take the fourth or something.
There he is.
Oh,
I'm taking Star Lord too.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay. We need Cody Rhodes as Howard the Duck. No. No.
Cody
Okay.
Rhodes is Howard the Duck.
With Marvel bring it back. I don't think so. I think they needed him to inject some ratings besides Deadpool and Wolverine being the only movie that actually made big money besides Spider-Man and the Guardians. I think maybe that's just my take.
That announcement came out before Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm pretty sure, also, didn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think
And-
that was Comic-Con, which would have been, I believe, before or real close to it.
No, I think Pratt is a better Star-Lord than him. He's too big to be Star-Lord. No,
too big, too meaty.
He's too big. I don't even know what he could play. I don't even know what he could play in the MCU. He's been speculated maybe to play Batman, but I don't know what he would play in the MCU.
Batman, he would be.
I don't know. And there's only one true Captain Marvel. Yeah, Shazam. I want Omar. I don't know who that is. It's the Black Panther. And Deadpool still has a time device. Now I'm going to go back to Craig's thing right here. And yes, I would love Alpha Flight characters in the MCU. I would love that. But it has to be done right. I don't want it cheesy. Just throw them in there. I don't want that. Maybe
that's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Maybe do a Disney Plus show or something, and then put them on the big screen. But it has to be done right. It has to be the original Alpha Flight with Pac, Sasquatch, Snowbird, all that stuff. Okay, so I'm getting back. We're gonna Daredevil. That's a yes for everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay, so out of the ones I said, which one that I didn't say that you think you would want? I'll give you guys each one to pick, and then we'll go into some little bit of Daredevil. What character that's been in the MCU? I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. One character that's been in the MCU that you'd want in Avengers Doomsday and one character that's never been in the MCU before, but is a Marvel character.
Can I
I'll go
cheat
first.
a tiny bit? Oh, go
Well,
ahead,
you
guys.
can. You can. I don't
I'll
know
go-
if you're going to cheat. You
I'll
got
go
every
first.
character on the. You got every
This is
character on the
terrible.
wall.
This is real. This is shit. This is just throwing this like jungle juice, putting all the alcohol into the bathtub and just getting shitty. I want the Transformers and GI Joe.
Jesus Christ. Well, they used to be. They used to be a Marvel property.
They are. They were Marvel property. You know, like just sprinkle
Not
in.
anymore, though. Not anymore.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, put a little bit of that in there, and then that's
Well,
going
Mr. Craig
back.
said Agent Venom.
That's a good one.
GSP is Captain Canada. I would say, oh, that's so hard because to get one
Transformers
character,
are not longer.
I would say, as much as I love the Punisher, no, I do love him, but this is too big for.
What about Luke Cage?
No. I would say Moon Knight because I like Moon Knight.
Okay.
So Moon Knight would be
That's a
my
good one.
MCU character
Okay.
that hasn't been brought, that hasn't even been said about anything already on the movie or going to be in the ones that we said that we would want. Oh man, whose would yours be? I can't think on what character I'd want.
Well, for my MCU character, I said I'm going to cheat. I'm going to consider a group.
You have every character known to mankind on your wall.
Yeah, I was, and I have a shelf for the MCU characters, and they're in chronological order from the movies. So,
yeah, I don't have. I just have comic books spaced out, and
Now,
I
Cable.
Yeah.
Did someone call downstairs to you and say, "What are you doing, Cable?" And you're like, "I'm sorting my characters from chronologically based on the appearance in the movies."
No, nobody cares what I do. They just know. Oh, he's in his cave. I want to see the Eternals. I know their movie wasn't loved.
that's
but
a good pick too.
I don't want to see them abandoned, just like I don't want to see any characters abandoned. And I think they fit in the scope of what the movie's going to be. I think it's going to be a very cosmic movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's other characters that I'm thinking in the top of my head that we didn't mention that I'd want to see too.
What was the other half?
The other one was one character from Marvel Comics that never made it to MCU that you would want in this Avengers Doomsday. One character, and I'm having a hard time.
Now is that like Marvel movies that aren't attached to the MCU?
Any
just as long as it's an MCU debut.
Any character.
Blade's the only one I can think of other than being
any character that hasn't been on a movie or TV. Any Marvel character that has an opportunity to make it to the big screen that hasn't.
Oh,
I know that's hard.
Oh.
God, and there's a lot. I'm looking at my Marvel poster right now, and there's 50 fucking 50 characters that they could put on this movie that Rocket Racing.
See, I have a couple characters
that Spider-Man.
I like, but my head is making it difficult for them to fit into the movie. Like I would love to see Nimrod make an appearance.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
But that's got to be an X-Men centric story. You don't just bring he would have no reason to be there. So
right.
Or Onslaught. Just because I was a '90s kid, I love the character of Onslaught, even though he's not the best character, arguably. That's another, you don't put that in an Avengers movie. That's an X-Men character. So I got to think about this one for a bit still.
I know, this is a hard one. This ain't easy. Quick's a 90s baby.
I got one.
Woman. What?
Yonder.
Oh.
which
Okay.
there's a very good chance we may see that character.
Okay. Shane, what about you? If you
The Cap, like Mr. Quake said, the Capcom rivals. I keep going like way off on tangents and thinking about people that wouldn't even have any reason to be in the movie. I can't wrap myself into these. Like I would never would have thought of like, I don't know, like think of something other than Silver Surfer. Would he?
well, he's coming. She's coming into
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. Oh,
Beta Ray
Gene,
Bill.
that's a good one.
Beta
Gene got a
Ray
good
Bill.
one.
That's
That is a good one.
fantastic. Any of those.
That is a good one.
Yeah,
Beta Ray
it's
Bill's
a
good.
very
I
good
like
one.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or any
that is-
variant of the Thor. Yeah.
Okay. I
Mega Man. That's a good one.
who the hell? That's not even a Marvel character.
Making me laugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have, man, I just don't know.
How about if you're Ron Jeremy?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, the Hedgehog's not getting it.
The Hedgehog.
No, everybody come up with some good ones, like Gene with
Yeah, you guys are killing it. dude.
with
Killing
Beta. That's a good one.
it. Beta Ray Bill's my favorite.
I'm the Asian
Who was
Iron
the character
Fist.
that was
This
in
is
the-
hard. This is a hard one. I can't.
the guy?
Like
the guy
I'm thinking of one character that's never been anywhere, that's
Oh.
been stuck in the pages but not on the screen or TV or movies. And
Bubba stumped himself on his own question.
yeah, I know. I stumped on my own question and shit. And I'm like I said, I'm looking at well, you know what I would they already did half of that, but some bitch.
Sunspot.
I would say, well, Sunspots. Well, yeah, if they did it,
That's good.
if they did
Baymax.
New
He's
Mutants,
been in live action before already.
you know what though, I'm gonna go off and I know some will come to me, but I'm gonna take the Gladiator.
That's cool.
Oh wait, I should take Nova Richard Rider. That's who I should take. Yes, Nova. I'll take Nova, the original Nova.
Okay.
That's who I'm taking.
Nero from
She's
Runaways.
in the comic books.
Yeah.
She's in the cartoon. She's in the new
Alex White.
Spider-Man.
Well, you guys know your comics. I just know the movies.
Yeah, well, I have 13,000 of them right here. I'm looking at. I mean, yeah. So okay. Well, wow, that's a show in itself. But before we get out of here, we need to talk about. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Did you guys like this episode without anything? And this episode was standalone on a scene. The one scene was all in the bank. Did you guys like that?
Mixed on it.
It was different. They
Did
tried
you like-
to change it up.
Did you like the connection that he did with Kamala Khan? With his
Absolutely.
dad? I figured
Yeah.
you would. And I
Yeah.
like that too. And I liked him, and I didn't know he was working. I didn't know he was a bank manager.
Yeah, right.
I did not know that, and I thought that was good because I'm thinking it's the Kingpin's wife that had these guys try to rob the bank. I'm thinking because she's a fucking bitch.
That was the shape of one of those, maybe somehow it escaped.
But in the comic book, she ran organized crime too.
Yeah.
But when she first started, she was real innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are both happy with this show?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. It's fantastic. It's well written. There's no undertones to it. It's just good storytelling, good character development.
Well, that Muse is something else, though. I can't believe that Disney's letting a serial killer character played on Disney Plus, where he's using the blood of his victims to paint the portraits of through the city. I can't see Disney doing that, and I'm surprised that they did.
I mean, this last episode, somebody dropped the F-bomb. They're swinging for the fences here. I think they know they need to.
Yeah, because I mean, this character. He looks just like the comics. He looks just like in the comics, though.
What's this guy called? What's this guy's name? Mr. Tampon.
No. It's the Muse. He's a painter, but he has powers. But he has no powers in the show yet. And then when he's sticking his finger in Daredevil's protege blind spot and blinded him, like he was. I had to research this because I don't collect a lot of Daredevil comics, and I didn't know that Daredevil had a protege, and he was supposed to not fucking get involved in the Muse, and he did. And by the time fucking Daredevil got there, he blinded him. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think this character is. I think he's going to be there. They're filming the second season already. Am I correct, Cable?
I don't think they're filming it yet, but
it's been signed off on.
Yeah, and they might be doing like pre-production.
Okay, because I mean, I thought it was cool when he, found the robber dressed up as a cop, and he fucking snapped his leg like a fucking celery stick.
That was the last episode of the season, right? 7. There's not 8 episodes.
No, 9.
Yeah.
I think there's 9
2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay.
Well, I thought that was only episode 6. Was it 6 or was it 7?
7.
6.
Was that 6?
Yeah, 5 was the bank heist. 6 was the White Tiger's niece getting captured, and then he finally turned into Daredevil and kicked fucking Muse's ass.
Yeah, that's where that was kind of the pinnacle, like where you have Kingpin kind of going back to his old ways, and then you have Daredevil going back and
that's why it's Born Again.
Yep, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need more episodes.
Yeah, how many episodes are there? 9.
I think there's 9. I think.
Okay.
They were supposed to do like 18, and I think they had to reshoot the first one. Now
they reworked the whole story.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you. So do you think that? And we'll go back to the first episode real quick. Did you think they killed Foggy in the first episode was a little bit too much?
I don't think it was too much. I'm bummed because I really like the character.
Right.
I remember back when they were first kicking around the idea of Born Again, their thoughts were only to bring Charlie Cox back from the original show. They weren't going to bring anybody else.
All your characters. You cannot do reboot and have one character like that.
So when they announced everybody was coming back, I was really happy about that. Should I go? Do you want me to talk any spoilers here? I mean, there's some headlines. I don't know if you guys have seen them or not.
No, go ahead.
Hit us up.
Hit us with some news.
And it might not mean anything. Foggy's actor has been confirmed for season 2. So
now I heard he's in the witness protection program, but I don't know. But also too, they could go back and do
flashbacks.
Yeah, they could do flashbacks because he did fucking die.
Right. It's pretty hard to fake that. Exactly. I mean, it looks bad enough. Maybe you could say there was some kind of special effects if you want him to go into witness protection, but you can't, Matt hurt his heart either, like you said.
But I think he did that in the comic books. In one of the volumes, he went under the witness protection program. But also, too, the flashbacks would be good to, tell stories when they were not on Netflix and in the gap in between.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I don't think Elektra. I don't know if Elektra will be around.
She's confirmed to come back. The actress that played her in the Netflix, she's coming back.
Okay, and then I was happy with Berthenol as the Punisher. Now he's doing a presentation on Disney Plus, and they gotta let him do what he does best, and that's fucking kill people.
I was hoping we would see more of him, which he may pop up again because if he's got this group running around using his logo,
he's not going to be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that bad cop is the same cop that's a good cop Well, kind of bad cop in Mayors of Kingstown. He's the
Okay.
cop with the shades.
He's so good in
Yeah.
that role.
So what do you
That
think?
actor is very
Do you,
good.
He's the cop. He's the cop. He's like the SWAT commander in Mayor of Kingstown.
yeah.
He has the shades on, and when they all meet in like the coffee shop,
Yep.
you know.
What do you think is going to happen with Kingpin's gang of merry men that are just the not the dirty cops, but the not so clean cops?
Well, one of the guys that was the guy from Chicago is in the comic books, and he actually turns on the Kingpin and sides with Daredevil in the comic books. You know, Jessica Jones is coming back for season 2. I heard that.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
heard that.
Oh, I heard she said she wanted to come back. I didn't know she was confirmed or anything. That's interesting.
Oh, I thought she was. It's just like Steelers fucking clickbait shit. Like we're signing people that we don't even sign. You know.
And then everybody is going to deny anyway, the actual actors themselves. So it's hard to
Right.
say.
Right. So I mean, that last episode where he turns back into he's back into Daredevil because White Tiger's niece will be the next White Tiger. I mean, that's a definite. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to read Spider-Man comic books, and White Tiger was in there, but he got his start in the Kung Fu comics.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do research that, and I didn't know that they were going to kill him when he was walking. I didn't know they were going to blow his fucking head off.
That was excellent. What that meant in that episode, from a story perspective, that's one of the best things they've done in this whole season.
Yeah, and they killed a major. I mean, he was a major character. I mean, that's a major character in my eyes.
I didn't know for the longest time. I didn't know that there was a male White Tiger because the first time I
the original one.
Right,
The original one, yes.
Found out since and done my research and everything, but way before the show. But my introduction to White Tiger was my son used to watch the Disney cartoon that was on like in the 2010s, and she was one of the supporting characters. So, and they've only released an action figure of the female White Tiger so far. So
they need to get. Well, yeah, you might be right about that, Quake. I mean, I don't like when they gender swap stuff. I didn't like Jane Foster in the comic books. I didn't like that, and I quit collecting Thor at that time. I didn't collect Captain America because I like nothing about right. I like the characters. Like if I was, and I do collect Black Panther, you're not going to see somebody from you're not going to see a Polish guy be fucking Black Panther. It ain't happening. So, and I'm not, and I wouldn't buy that anyway. I would buy, fucking Wakanda shit in the Black Panther because that's the way it is. Yeah, it was the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just it's the way they do stuff now, Quake. I don't know.
if it's a minor character, I don't mind. Like they've gender swapped a few characters.
Except for Taskmaster. Taskmaster is not a female, and that irked me. That really, really pissed me off.
I was more upset with the portrayal of the character. Because you could gender swap it, and if it still has the personality and the traits, that's one thing. But to completely overhaul the character like they did, take everything away from that character that makes it interesting.
They made it weak, and I don't like, and I do like the Taskmaster comic character, the MCU character. I do not like. Like, and if she dies in Thunderbolts, I ain't gonna shed a tear over.
No, and I'm a big proponent for not changing characters from their comic origins, and it's been done well many, many times, or maybe not many, many times, but often. Here
we go. Before one of the questions, Gene asked you if you have the Build a Peace Kingpin.
Yes, I do.
He has them all, Gene. He has like 1,000 Marvel Legends, 850 million fucking WWE figures. Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't have them all, but I have a good bit. I'm almost done with my list too. So
he says, "Show it." Oh, he showed it before on the show, but not as new. We might have to do a whole show and go down with a camera. Okay, well now he is. Before we get out of here. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a fucking $200 figure. I don't have a
Well,
Kingpin.
it wasn't a few years ago.
It is now. There's not a Kingpin figure not under $65.
Yeah, I mean they're coming down because
Well,
they're
except for
reprinting some of
you know what
them.
the Kingpin I got? I got the MCU
One for
fucking
you.
one. I
Yeah,
got one of all these for $9.
that one also.
Yeah, that's the I want the big fat one. You know?
Well, they're releasing one that's based on the Spider-Man 2 video game, which is pretty similar to that, but I think he just comes in a black suit.
Well, I'll take it when that comes out. I got to find it then because
Yeah.
I got my Man Thing, you know, because I was never Man Thing's over $100. Shane, you'd be surprised on these Marvel Legend figures how pricey they get. They're not
I
cheap.
can imagine.
I have 3 totes downstairs, and I don't have them displayed like Cable does, and I really want to, but I don't know where to put them. I have no idea. Build another house. I don't know. Oh, you got his respect. He's
Thank you.
he got the figure. You got Gene's respect for figures. Oh, I don't know. I think Marvel's Quake. Are you talking about the action figures that you have? Do you like DC better than the Marvel figures?
I think that's what he's saying. He has more DC stuff than Marvel. And
I
growing up,
don't.
I was a bigger, like, I used to read you know, they would have those. They were like a cartoon comic book, you know,
Yeah.
that had, you know, but it was like maybe 120 pages.
Oh, he's
And
into the comic books.
I would
I don't
read
have that
those.
many.
those DC ones are like
I don't
that.
have that many DC stuff. I have a little bit of Superman. I have a lot of Batman lately because Batman is my DC character.
Yep.
And I do collect the Teen Titans. I got the first appearance of the George Perez one in the 80s. I'm working on to get that series, and now I have volume whatever it is, 6 or 7, and I haven't even read one of them. And I go digitally. So, but Marvel, if it's whatever, Marvel's number 1, DC would be 2. I mean,
Bubba, I'll tell you what, we covered everything today, right?
well, when we got Cable knows his shit. So,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I mean, yeah. So we got the Doomsday stuff, and hopefully we'll get another. Hopefully we'll get some more reactions here. It'll probably be a while though. They're not going to give it to us in another month. It's going to be a while, right, Cable?
Yeah, I mean, we got 13 months till release, so I could see. I haven't heard yet if Disney's going to be at Comic-Con this year because the last few years they had skipped Comic-Con for the D23 event. Last year was their big return to Hall H at Comic-Con, and they made the big Robert Downey Jr. announcement and stuff. So that's only a couple months away. I could see them maybe doing some more reveals there. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
No. Gene's asking another one. Do you have the Bishop with the OG gun? He does. Gene, you're not stumping him, dude. He's got 7,000 figures. I mean, I told you. I love comic books too, Quake. I'm telling you, I would put my collection against anybody's. Except,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have a Amazing Spider-Man #1. I wish I did, or Amazing Fantasy 15, but I do have the whole volume 1 of the Incredible Hulk. I have the first appearance of Wolverine on my wall, 181.
Wow.
Very nice.
And I have the first appearance of Venom too on the wall. So, well, I mean, I got insurance on my stuff, but no. Hey guys, this has been a good show. Cable. Anytime we do MCU pulp culture, man, you know what I'm talking about.
Thursday nights, he needs to start coming in.
Anytime, brother. You always got an invite.
I'm down for it. I'm still watching wrestling these days too. So.
Oh, you can come on the old wrestling picks. We still do that too. Anytime you want to come on, man, you got an open invitation. So
I appreciate the hell out of that. And,
no. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, I got a show June 22nd. Speaking of refereeing.
I was waiting. I hadn't heard anything for a while, and I didn't
Yeah, oh
know.
yeah, well, yeah. Well, we got Rhino. So
Yeah, that's
it's nine
awesome.
matches. Nine matches, and I'll be talking wrestling tomorrow. But real quick, we got 9 matches. I got you. I figured I was going to ask you on the show, so I just did. If you're available, I got Mark Charles and Richie. I got 3 referees. I'm going to try to get 4 because it's good to have, 4 so everybody gets a break. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
before
yeah.
we get out of here,
I'm gonna
okay,
watch
cool.
Daredevil. I'm gonna watch it here as soon as we wrap up the show.
I still haven't got to it yet.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay,
I
cool.
haven't got to what?
I haven't got to Reacher season 2 yet.
Yeah.
I'm behind
You
everything.
like that, Cable? Do you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it. I hear it's good. I don't watch a lot of TV these days. I'm either watching movies or rewatching movies, or a lot of superhero content on YouTube. But
We're buying action figures and putting them and why am I lame? I haven't had a chance to watch it. I got 2 more episodes. I got 2 more episodes of The Boys to finish up, Gene. I'm almost done with that. Almost. I'm current with Daredevil. Andor's coming. That's going to be good. I'm hoping. I know you're kidding. I hope they fucking bring Lord Vader in. I hope Vader shows up.
I haven't dipped my toes in Star Wars 2 for a while, so.
Well, that fucking Acolyte was the fucking worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Last thing I watched from Star Wars was whatever came before Mando season 3. I didn't even watch Mando season 3.
Ahsoka.
Oh wow!
I didn't watch Ahsoka.
Wow!
It's either Mando season 2 or the Book of Boba Fett, whichever one came before the other.
I like the Book of Boba Fett. People think I'm crazy.
It was okay. I think they kind of took the mystique of Boba Fett away. I think they took his balls away too.
Yeah, they cut him. They cut him. They snipped him. They did snip him. I agree. They snipped him. Yeah, but yeah. Anytime you want to come on, brother, you're more than welcome. I mean, I know Shane, he comes on all the time. I always get a hold of him like, hey, Shane,
nothing else going on.
Hey, I could do this every night if I can make great.
I don't have anybody else I talk to, outside of you guys. Everybody has jumped ship on the MCU. It's really hard to find people that don't just talk shit on it constantly in my circle, especially because they were never that big of fans anyway. So now that it's the cool thing to hate on the MCU and Disney, they just want to jump on that and talk a bunch of shit. So yeah, this is probably good for my mental health to come on here and talk with you guys.
The only good thing Disney got is fucking the MCU. In my opinion, Star Wars is if they let Dave and fucking John do their magic, they could bring it back up. Okay. Before you go, did you watch that? Craig wanted to know if you watched Bad Batch.
I haven't. No. I was never a huge Star Wars fan to begin with. I mean, I watched the movies. So all this content that's a lot for me to take in.
Bad Batch is so good.
This show's a lot for me to take in sometimes. I just I saw that a long time ago. And Rick Moranis didn't have to, he retired and never had to do anything again. He's just looking for the key. So he's doing Ghostbusters. But anyway, hey guys, thanks to the community for asking all these great questions tonight. And Cable, thank you so much for coming on. I mean,
thanks for having me.
Hey, no, anytime. I'll put the spider. It's not the bat signal because it's not DC because it's all Marvel. What would be it would be the Fantastic Four signal or the Spidey fucking thing or whatever, wouldn't it be?
After July, it might be the Fantastic Four signal.
There we go. I'll have to do the Fantastic Four thing, and then I'll just shoot it down from my house to Homer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's legit. That's why I call him Cable. Oh, Gene's been on the show, man. He's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude.
Nice.
Yeah. So Shane, thank you coming on as always.
Thanks for having me.
Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, it's all wrestling. So I don't know what I'll talk about, but I'll find something to talk about. But I do appreciate. Oh, make fun of Burns before you go, Cable. Burns had to pay me $100 because he said I told the Steelers had a better record, and they got 10, and then they didn't win another game, and he had to come to my house on camera, and he gave me $100. I'm so lucky that I because Steelers couldn't do shit. So, and anytime you want to come on for football, Cable, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
I know he's a New England Patriots fan, people, but he still knows football. So we had Rich Smoke on last night. So, but like I said, Shane, thanks for always. Cable, thanks for coming on. Everybody,
Sure
if you need to hit like and subscribe, please do. This is Triple B Experience, Thursday nights, Marvel, pulp culture. We talk about it all here. I bring people on that know their shit, and these guys know their stuff. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you. Cable, thanks for coming. Shane, thanks for coming. You guys have a great night. We'll see you.